to get artillery support. We have also given impetus to make in India, where two of the guns, like the Bofors, very much like the Bofors system, are being manufactured locally by L&T and Bharat Forge. And then we are also looking at the Dhanush weapon system, which is an ordnance factory weapon, which is again, I would say, almost a replica of the Bofors, because Bofors has proven as a very potent weapon during the war in Kargil. So that is how we are going with the modernization of the artillery. Then we found that the air defense systems needed an upgrade. So we have gone in for the Akash system, and now we are very soon going to contract for the V-Shurads. And then the other systems will continue. Simultaneously with this, we are inducting additional helicopters because the aviation fleet is expanding. And therefore, this is the way we are prioritizing our equipment. We also know that after some time, the mechanized forces will require upgradation, because the T-72 tanks which came in the 70s is now going to become obsolescent in the next 10 to 12 years. But we have the T-90, which is a good modern weapon system. We have upgraded the T-90 by integrating it with other systems like the fire control system and other devices which can help the tankmen to operate at night. But then I think by about the period between 2026 and 2030, we will have to go in for replacement of the T-72 tank. So that is going to happen, and by that time we hope that the artillery gun systems would have been procured. So then we start shifting our focus onto the mechanized forces. So gradually you find, we will be able to modernize our army in a gradual manner, yet at the same time not being found wanting in executing our task any time if we are compelled to go to war again. देखिए, हम लोग जब तक कोई भी सैनिक भारतीय सेना में तैनात रहता है, हम उसकी देखभाल करते हैं. उसके बाद जब वो सेवानिवृत्त भी हो जाता है, तब भी हम उसकी देखभाल करते रहते हैं. अगर कोई जवान वीर चक्र प्राप्त करने के बाद अपनी मर्जी से अगर किसी पुलिस फोर्स में ज्वाइन करना चाहता है, मेरे ख्याल में किसी ने उसको जबरदस्ती धकेला नहीं होगा. उसने खुद ही सोचा होगा कि अभी मेरे में जान है, अभी मेरे में देश के प्रति कर्तव्य निभाने का अभी भी हौसला है, तो उसने सोचा होगा मैं पुलिस फोर्स को ज्वाइन कर लेता हूँ. इसलिए उसने अपनी मनमर्जी से ज्वाइन किया होगा. अगर उसे लगता है कि ये नौकरी मेरे लिए उचित नहीं है, तो हम चाहेंगे कि उस नौकरी को छोड़ के दोबारा हमारे पास आए. हम उसके लिए अतिरिक्त नौकरियां ढूंढ सकते हैं, क्योंकि आजकल मैं आपको बड़े गर्व के साथ कह सकता हूं कि प्राइवेट इंडस्ट्री बार बार हमें अप्रोच करती है कि हमें अपने जवान दीजिए जिन्हें हम अपनी इंडस्ट्री में एम्प्लॉय कर सकते हैं. और वो किस लिए? क्योंकि सबसे पहले हमारा जवान जो है उसमें डिसिप्लिन है, उसमें कर्तव्य पालन की भावना होती है, और वो कभी भी जो उसे काम दिया जाता है उसमें कामचोरी नहीं करता. इसलिए अभी इंडस्ट्री के पास बहुत डिमांड्स हमारे पास आती रहती हैं. हमने अपना एक डायरेक्टरेट ऑफ इंडियन आर्मी वेटरन्स खोला हुआ है जो दिल्ली से ऑपरेट करता है. हमने एक आर्मी प्लेसमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन भी खोला है जो एक मेजर जनरल रिटायर्ड के साथ काम करता है, और इसी तरह से कमांड्स और कोर्स में भी हमारे प्लेसमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है. तो अगर किसी जवान को अगर कोई नौकरी चाहिए तो वो हमारे से कांटेक्ट कर सकता है. जहाँ तक आप असब की बात कर रहे हैं, किसी जवान के खिलाफ एनआरसी रजिस्टर में कुछ कार्रवाई की गई है, तो हम उसे पूरा सहयोग देंगे, और देते आए हैं. अगर उसे किसी तरह की मदद चाहिए, उसके पास कोई डॉक्यूमेंट्स नहीं है, तो हम पूरी मदद करेंगे उसकी. और हम नहीं चाहेंगे कि हमारी फौज में अगर कोई जवान जिसने अपना कर्तव्य निभाया है उसको किसी प्रकार की तकलीफ हो सेवानिवृत्त होने के बाद भी. देखिए, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर जो है एक स्टेट है. आप सब जानते हैं कि 1947 में महाराज हरि सिंह जो उस समय सदर रियासत थे, उन्होंने कश्मीर का सक्सेशन विद इंडिया अक्टूबर 47 में साइन किया था, और उसी के तहत भारतीय सेना कश्मीर में तैनात हुई थी. और हमने उस समय पाकिस्तानी घुसपैठियों को खदेड़ के बाहर किया था, लेकिन एक उस समय सीज फायर डिक्लेयर कर दिया गया था. तो उस तहत कुछ हिस्सा जो है पाकिस्तान के कब्जे में है, जिसे पाकिस्तान ऑक्युपाइड कश्मीर कहा जाता है. तो ये है कि भाई पूरा जम्मू एंड कश्मीर पे भारतवर्ष का हक तो है, अब इसको किस तरह से हमने अपने कब्जे में करना है वो एक पॉलिटिकल डिसीजन होगा कि क्या वो डिप्लोमेटिकली उस पर कुछ विचार करके उसको हासिल कर सकते हैं, या कोई अन्य अगर कोई उनके मन में विचार है तो वो उस पर विचार करेंगे और आगे की कार्रवाई जिस तरह के निर्देश दिए जाएंगे उसी तरह से की जाएगी। सिचुएशन इज वेरी गुड. Let me tell you, repeatedly we have informed you that there are perceptions on the alignment of the line of actual control. The Chinese perceive the line of control being in a particular area, we perceive the line of control being in another area, and there are overlapping areas between the two. Now both sides obviously want to dominate their respective areas. So Chinese attempt to carry out patrolling up to their perception of the line of control. We attempt to carry out patrolling up to our perception of the line of control. And obviously in between sometimes soldiers of both armies meet. But I think the mechanisms that are in place to ensure that these do not escalate have been working. Firstly, at the level of the troops, the guidelines have been issued to them, particularly after the Wuhan summit. The PLA knows how they have to act. The Indian Army soldiers know how they have to act, including the ITBP, which operates along with us. So on the ground level, I think there is no problem. Should there be any problem and we find that there is a scope of escalation, then we have meetings at the sector commander, sector commander level, and if necessitated, even at the division commander level. We do interact and ensure that situation is not allowed to escalate and that peace and tranquility is maintained. So there is no change in the situation from earlier. It is just that somebody wants to make news, so to make news they have to create news, and that's why it's happening. But the situation is very much under control, and I think peace and tranquility prevails along the line of actual control with our northern adversary. See, one is that as far as any local militant who's picking up the guns against the security forces, he will no longer be a militant. That is one strategy, that anybody who picks up the gun against the army will no longer be a militant. The gun and the man will be separated. The man will go to the grave and the gun will be with us. But this is not the end of everything. What are we doing? We are trying to approach the civilian society, the people at large, the Maulvis, the parents, the sisters and brothers of terrorists, that this is not the way forward. I mean, you have to shun the gun and come over ground, go in for areas, go in for other kind of activities. You are looking for jobs. Look at such educated people after doing graduation, doing PhDs, joining militant ranks. I am quite sure their parents did not make them do PhDs to join terrorist ranks. They had made them do PhDs and graduation in the hope that in their old age, these people will come to their help and look after them. But that is not happening. So, but you find that gradually the way we have been reaching out to the people through our own social media campaigns, through our contact programs. You see, we have started Super 30 we started for the IIT, we are now starting Super 30 for the NEET exams. So this is our way forward to approach the people. We have opened Goodwill schools, number of Goodwill schools. And let me tell you one thing, not one person from Army Goodwill School in the history of militancy has joined terrorism. Not one person from Army Goodwill School has become a stone thrower. Why? Because that is where we are giving them the right kind of education, that your future lies in educating yourselves, finding a good job for yourself, and looking after your family. So I think both these things combined together have been working, and I think the government approach to ensure that it's not everybody acts together is I think what is making some good dividends, paying good dividends. I think we will finally claim victory over terrorism in JHK. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.